Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Entertainment with Buford and Francis. Today, I'll be cosplaying as Buford Van Stom from Phineas and Ferb, and he's going to be telling the viewers the story of Barbie as the Island Princess. Enjoy the video! After a storm, a 6-year-old girl is shipwrecked onto an island. Her only possessions left are a trunk with clothes and accessories, a flag with a white rose on it, and a broken nameplate only saying "Row." She is found washed up on shore by a wise red panda named Sagi and a pompous but good-hearted peacock named Azul. The girl is raised by these two animals and called Row, since the broken nameplate is the only indication of her name. Row learns how to talk to animals as she grows up, but she lost her memory since being shipwrecked. 10 years later, when Tika, a baby elephant, has joined Row's family, Row goes exploring with her animal friends daily, and at night she sings a lullaby to Tika, one she has always known but can't remember where she learned it. Their world changes when an adventurous prince named Antonio and his friend Fraser deliver the island. Sagi, Azul, and Tika are afraid of the newcomers, but Row is curious as she has never seen another human before. Antonio and Fraser slip while exploring and fall into a dark pond inhabited by 3 crocodiles. The crocodiles approach the men with the intent to eat them, but Row appears, telling the crocodiles to leave the men alone, and they oblige. Row introduces herself to Antonio and tells him she doesn't remember anything about her life before the island. Antonio believes she may have been shipwrecked. Row then introduces her animal friends, and Antonio and Fraser finally tell her their names. Antonio asks Row to come back to his kingdom, Apoionia. Row is unsure but decides to go. If perchance she could find her family, Row and the animals leave on Antonio's ship, and during the voyage, Antonio and Row develop a serious attraction. Row meets Antonio's family when they arrive in Apollonia. His parents, King Peter and Queen Danielle, and his younger sisters, Rita, Gina, and Sophia. The sisters love Row, Tika, Azul, and Sagi, but the king and queen instantly disapprove. They think that Row is too uncivilized, but Row does not make quick friends with the queen's pet monkey, Tallulah. King Peter and Queen Danielle want Antonio to marry someone with royalty and help rule the kingdom. A queen from a neighboring kingdom, Queen Ariana, wants her daughter, Princess Luciana, to marry Antonio, even though Luciana doesn't love him, later becomes friends with Row. However, Ariana is determined to keep Row and Antonio, whose feelings for each other are growing, away from each other. In fact, she wants to kill Antonio's family and take over Apollonia. Her plan is revenge for her parents, who are banished from the kingdom, made into pig farmers for attempting to murder the king and queen years before. Row tried to impress the king and queen, but Ariana ruins everything. Row feels that she no more belongs in Apollonia and that she should return to her island, but her love for Antonio and the mystery about her background and unknown family convinced her to stay. However, Antonio and Luciana are to have an engagement party. Even so, Tallulah, Tika, Sagi, and Azul make Row a beautiful gown to wear, making her the belle of the ball. At the ball, Row and Antonio dance together. He declares his love for her, but Row leaves after reminding him about his pledged marriage to Luciana. Antonio writes a note to Row that he wants to sail away with her, but Tika wants Row to herself and hides the notes. Meanwhile, Ariana makes her 3 rats poison the animals in the kingdom with a sunset herb, a sleeping herb, so she can blame it all on Row. Row is blamed, and she and her animal friends are imprisoned. Azul accidentally eats some of the sunset herb while in prison and falls asleep. Furious, Antonio asks for Row to be freed, but he'll only free Row on one condition: if Antonio marries Luciana, to which he reluctantly agreed. Ro is freed, but gets banished from Apollonia as well. During the journey, Tika tells Ro about Antonio's romantic note, which she hid, but Ro, singing Always More, I, forgives her. However, the group are in trouble because Ariana paid one of the crew members to sabotage their boat. Ro nearly drowns, and while Soggy calls her, she recalls a man calling her Rosella in a similar situation when she was little. Tika nearly drowns too, but Ro calls for dolphins to help everyone. Back in Apollonia, the wedding has begun. Ariana puts more sunset herb in the wedding cake, with Tiny, the bird, who she recovered as she hit a part of the ship she was in, witnessing it. On touchdown, Ro returns to the royal greenhouse so she can make the tonic. Soggy takes of the tonic to Tallulah, who is poisoned. When the group are caught by guards and Tika interrupts the wedding, one of the guards starts taking Ro to the dungeons again, but Prince Antonio stops him. Antonio is happy to see Ro again, but King Peter demands she be impressed again, only to be nullified by his son, who reminded him their agreed deal. Ro tries to explain, but Tallulah is the real evidence that her tonic will work as she is awake again. Ro tells everyone about Ariana's plans, but Ariana denies the claims until Antonio tells her to eat some cake. She can't because she put sunset herb in it, and Luciana confirms this by Ariana warning her earlier not to eat any food and that she poisoned it, causing Ariana's rats to faint. Ariana runs away, pushing both Antonio and Rosella, but is stopped by Ro and Tika. She falls into a pig pen, reflecting how her parents were made into pig farmers, and she is banished, but Luciana is free to stay. King Peter apologizes to Ro and Antonio and gives them his blessing to get married. Ro tells Antonio her real name is Rosella, and Queen Marissa from Palladia approaches her, telling her she had a daughter named Rosella. They sing together a lullaby from when Rosella was a little girl. They realize that Queen Marissa is Rosella's mother, and Ro is a princess. And now Princess Rosella and Prince Antonio are married, and Princess Luciana comes to their wedding, where she meets a prince. When the newlywed royal couple go for their honeymoon on Rose Island, they take Soggy, Azul, Tika, and Tallulah with them.